My GF of 5 years cheated on me when we first started dating. Using throwaway because she uses this sub. Me and my GF have been together for a little over 5 years. She has been the absolute best and our relationship is great, have had pretty much no hiccups at all. I've had some insecurities about some of her past intimate partners as some have seemed like magical flings. She's very good at reassuring me that I'm the best and the only one for her. Our relationship started out a bit shaky because she used to date a friend of mine, Sam, 28M, for about 4 years. I kinda snuck my way into a relationship with her after her and Sam broke up. I haven't spoken to Sam since, despite getting his approval for the relationship. I found it a bit odd that my GF still spoke to Sam early on in our relationship and further down the line. I carried some guilt for him, so allowed her to do it to help relieve some of his pain by having someone to chat to. Idiot. About 3 months into my relationship with my GF, I had to go to Canada for a month on a work trip. This put a little pressure on the relationship since it was so early, but we reassured each other we would always talk and be completely open, which we were. I got home and everything was great. 5 years later, I get a message from Sam with some screenshots of messages between him and my GF. They were from during the period I was in Canada. This revealed that my GF had been cheating on me with Sam that month I was away, and even talking about, "Do you think we could make this work again, love you?" There were lines where my GF had stated the exact opposite of things she had reassured me of in the past. I didn't believe it at first but confronted my GF and she said they were real. She said that at the time she finally felt wanted by him and that she was so confused at the time that is just happened. She claims they had intimate twice. I checked her messages with me during that period and she was so sweet saying I love you and all, then look at Sam's messages where she's blatantly doing the same to him. She put major pressure on me to not jerk off and to wait for her, and I thought she was doing the same like an idiot. Instead she was getting piped by Sam. She says the reason she then spoke to him for so long after was to keep the peace as he threatened to break us up by showing me the messages. She's obviously very upset and extremely sorry that she did it and says it's something she wanted to tell me but didn't want to lose me. She says she can't live without me and will do anything. She also says that she was a very different person back then. This is the most hurt I've ever been. I feel like I was a pawn in her game until things worked out and we became serious. I feel betrayed to the extreme and my already limited trust is shattered. The reassurance she was so good at won't carry any weight. It makes me sick that I could have married her and she would have happily kept this a secret forever. I still love and care for her so much, but I also have respect for myself and fucking hate cheaters. I also feel like Sam has got a one-up on me and am embarrassed that all my other friends probably know and I never did. What's even trickier is I live in a flat with her uncle and her mum is the CEO of the company I work for, so I'm pretty integrated with her family. I really need some advice navigating this. I also feel like if we break up then Sam has won and his plan worked. How big of an issue is this considering the start of our relationship was rough for Sam, and is there a world where we still make it work and what are the steps involved? Edit. I wasn't the one who pursued her initially at all. Her and Sam were rocky from the get-go, constantly on and off for years. They did end things but we started dating quite soon after. She was the one that very heavily pursued me. I just said yes, which is why the cheating hurt even more because I thought I was the one she chose. Comment. Never stay with a cheater, it's not worth it. Especially when you aren't bound to this person legally or financially. A part of you will always worry if she's cheating, not worth the headache. And that sucks because every break you feel like you're losing a second family. But I'm sure they'll understand if they ever find out why you guys broke up. Cheating is like most people's biggest fears when entering a relationship, and you truly believe it won't ever happen until it does. But don't be scared, you're still young and there's tons of people out there. My best friend broke up with his cheating ex after getting back together and he's happier than ever. I got out of a 6-year relationship almost 2 years ago. She didn't cheat, as far as I know, but she blindsided me with a breakup and followed through within a week. I was deeply integrated with her family and extended family and friends. I know how it feels to just lose a second family and someone you've been for almost half a decade. But trust me, you shouldn't think of it as 5 years you wasted, but more on the line of 5 years of experience you gained. Use that experience to find someone you'll be happy with. Just make sure you leave on good terms with the mother, as she will be an important reference for you when looking for another job. Make it clear it was about the fact her daughter cheated and that it had nothing to do with work or anything else. Once you have broken up with her, give them a call and explain why you have done what you have done. It should prevent them from lashing out. You can work towards moving away from them after that if there's any further issues. Just make sure not to let her get the narrative and get evidence of her cheating in writing via text, etc. Sometimes cheaters are sincere in their remorse and reconciliation is completely possible. But, given the circumstances you've provided, I don't know if could get over it. 5 years is a long time and perhaps she is a different person now. But, that doesn't negate or excuse what she did. And this part. She put major pressure on me to not jerk off and to wait for her, and I thought she was doing the same like an idiot. Instead she was getting piped by Sam. If the no jerking off thing is part of some kink/fetish and it's agreed upon, then whatever, but that's clearly not what was happening here. I wouldn't just ask that it be lifted. I would demand her to explain herself, and until she gives you the real reason I wouldn't even talk to her. There's some fucked up ulterior reasoning there, man. Like massive red flag crazy status. Don't accept the "I wanted you to save it for me" if she says that. There's something else there. You have to break up with her, dude. The foundation of your relationship is built on her lies. As far as being integrated into her family, well, she cheated on you. If you think they won't understand why you broke up with her, they will. And they will respect your choice to do so. As far as employment goes, stay professional. Work on a transition plan if it is awkward. Have self-respect. This damn person is not your friend or anyone who knew about it happening. Especially your soon-to-be ex-GF. First, she's not sorry, she's sorry it came out. A person who is actually sorry/remorseful would have disclosed, not actively hid it for 5 years. For you it's as if she cheated yesterday. Act accordingly. You need to decide whether cheating is something you can work past, or if it's a deal breaker. Either is fair, but rebuilding trust is very hard and the failure rate in relationships post-infidelity is very high. Ignore those who suggest it matters that it happened 5 years ago, utterly irrelevant. You can't know nothing has happened in the last 5 years, you can't simply trust her when she says it's the only time. The passage of time is irrelevant when someone betrays you and then hides it. Personally, my rule is to always end it when the person didn't come clean on their own, and quickly. Story 2. My husband just told me he's fallen out of love with me. We've been together for 10 years, married for just over 1 year. We are empty nesters of 3 children combined, grandparents to 1. We have been talking, fighting and crying for over a week now and trying to work on the relationship, or so I thought. I thought the biggest problem we had was his excessive drinking and the fact that I continually make excuses for his drinking and the behavior that came from that. He has been caught messaging other women from personal ads numerous times. He believes that was self-esteem issues and never met up with one. I have my doubts, but glossed over it. And during this discovery hunt he admitted to sleeping with his ex 6 months into our relationship. A week ago he told me he had feelings for a coworker, but they are just friends and he would never cross that line because they are both professionals. Yesterday he told me that a few days prior, they kissed while at a work function in an elevator and he did not push away her advances. So the trust he told me to give him was broken. And while it was just a kiss, I know he has feelings for her, so it is not something I can just gloss over. I've worked so hard on the trust and protection, it's hard for me to just walk away. Bad actions do not make a bad person, right? But it's also not fair for me to keep going back into this mistrust cycle, as I hate the person I become. I've been told that I seem to have lost my sparkle, and I can see that as well. I've become less fun as I'm keeping my eye on my partner and the drinking. I WFH and take on the ownership of cleaning the house, and I can justify not leaving the house for days because I'm busy cooking, cleaning, laundry. My physical health is definitely taken a toll as I find myself in short depression modes that he seems to think is just laziness. As I've been writing this, I think I know my answer. But when do you know it's the right time to walk away, stop fighting for the relationship? Comment. Like you said, you're pretty sure you know it already. The time to walk away from this relationship is now. From what you said, there doesn't seem to be any reasonable path towards fixing the relationship, so it's in everyone's best interest to end it now instead of both of you torturing yourselves until you end up despising each other. He has at least done you the courtesy of telling you what's happening so you can walk away without wondering if it was fixable, and maybe if you wanted to at least manage to transform what's left of the marriage into some level of friendship. He's a weak person and he wants to make it your fault somehow, so he's making things so awful you leave. Just get away from him and his crap. This is never going to get better because your relationship with him will always include him, and he's an alcoholic that's cheating on you. He is cheating on you, tells you that he doesn't love you anymore, I am not entirely sure why you would like to stay in your current relationship. It must be hard hearing all these from the person you love, but you have to focus on what's good for you and for your mental health. Being single is not the end of the world, and it's always temporary. You can use that time to start a new life, focus on yourself, and somehow build your self-esteem. See this as an opportunity to start a new life, happiness, get to know yourself better, and so forth. There are 7 billion humans living on this rock. I am sure that you will find someone who loves you and respects you, so why stay with a guy who doesn't make you happy and doesn't love you anymore? You're worth more than that, and you definitely deserve better. Your relationship is over. He's almost definitely been cheating on you with his coworker. He's giving you trickle truths, small pieces of the truth each time you talk about the coworker's situation. Oh, he would never cross that physical line with her, except that tiny little kiss. Leave while you still have some of your dignity. When someone doesn't tell you outright they're cheating, they are looking to have their cake and eat it too. When they constantly tell you, they are trying to make you leave so they don't seem like the bad guy. Get proof, get a divorce lawyer, and leave his ass. I can bet he's been cheating on you for your entire relationship, and now the kids are out of the house and he won't have the burden of child support. He's wearing you down until you leave. I'm not saying to take the house and get alimony, but this small man has been cheating and could have been bringing home God knows what STDs to you without a care since 6 months into your relationship, so why the hell should you care? It's clear you've been through a lot in your 10-year relationship, and it's not been easy. Your partner's behavior has raised some serious red flags. Repeated messaging of other women, admitting to infidelity, and confessing feelings for a coworker, these are all signs of a troubled relationship. In this scenario, I tell you that sometimes, when someone's actions repeatedly hurt and betray your trust, it's an indication that they might not be as into the relationship as you are. This isn't about one's intrinsic goodness, but about how compatible two people are in a relationship. You've put in a lot of effort to maintain trust and protect the relationship, but at what cost? Your own happiness and well-being have taken a hit. It's essential to remember that in a healthy and fulfilling relationship, both partners should uplift each other, not bring each other down. So, to answer your question about when to walk away, sometimes, the right time is when you've done everything you can to make it work, but the trust and emotional connection have been irreparably damaged. It's about recognizing when a relationship no longer serves your happiness and well-being. Sometimes, it's okay to move on and find the love and respect you deserve.